up, guys? This is episode 2 of my YouTube channel. As I stated before, I'm on my journey of growth and progression, and I'm documenting it. For this particular episode, I wanted to break down a project that I recently worked on. It was an editorial shoot that I did with a team. And the reason why I think this is a really dope episode to talk about is because majority of individuals who are just getting into photography, a lot of them similar to when I first got into photography, I was a one-man team. We do everything for ourselves. It's gonna be everything from reaching out to the models, wardrobe, we're figuring out what they already have because we don't have the budget to get them anything new. We're trying to find a free spot, something outdoors, something convenient that we can work on. In order to jump into a space where you're starting to do editorial or larger campaigns, you are not going to be able to do it by yourself. For this particular project, I was approached by one of my friends, Tico Armand. It's funny enough, in this Instagram world, we can become best friends with people we practically never met. And that's with me and Tico. I've never formally met her. Tico in this particular project was the creative director, but she's also a model, she's an actor, she's an activist, she is a brand all in herself. So she does a lot of work. It was our first time officially working together. So before we move forward, I want to talk about some of the things you want to consider before ever engaging or committing to a barter, or if you want to call it a collaboration. 1, there are no exchange of funds. What we're exchanging is our time and creativity. You can't have an owner or a designer who has a brand new collection coming out who decides they want to collaborate with you, but they have a whole set of outfits that they have going on their website that they're going to eventually make a profit out of. At that point, there's an exchange of funds where someone's profiting financially and you're going to start feeling some type of way because you're not getting anything in return. 2, there has to be artistic value that aligns with what you actually do and want to promote. 3, credibility. This person who's reaching out to you, are they credible? And you can definitely see that from their portfolio, how they work, and you can actually zoom in, go on their sites, and know that this is not their first time shooting. If you are looking at working with a creative director, what kind of projects have you worked on before? If you're working with a designer, what do you have planned already? Which jumps into my 4th. Before you jump into a collaboration, understand the plan. And the way you understand the plan is by looking at some sort of treatment. Next thing you want to consider is the subject. Now, who are we shooting? What are we shooting? Does this person work into the flow of what I do? Do they align with my portfolio and what I'm shooting?
Hi, my name is Tico Armand, and I am the creative director behind Robenson Lauvince Photoshoot. He is a director, filmmaker within the industry, and we wanted to take him out of his element a little bit and bring him into the fashion element of what it is that we do. Something very clean, something very chic, something very masculine. And we wanted to make it fun too, right? So it's literally taking him out of his element, but still leaving some familiarities. I thought that this team that we're working with would be the best team to do it. Of course, Raymond, with his clean photography, just bringing a different element that I don't think the photographer has. Bringing Matine as the stylist on board because she's the best at what she does. So it's my first time working with Ray. There's a saying in Creole that says, chaque fromage gain pile, or chaque pile gain fromage li, because it's one thing to see what you see online, but it's another thing to actually come together and work. And I think one of the first things was the communication challenge. I'm very laid back. I do have an eye. I know what I want. I wasn't so much worried because I saw his work and I was already comfortable, so it wasn't a trust thing. You know, there could have been more communication in reference to that. I mean, I don't think anything else was a challenge. I think the photographer literally came on set and I did not have to give any direction. It's like, okay, this is the direction of the shoot, and he's literally telling him how to pose, how to look, because he's not a model, you know, he's a director. And so for me, it makes my job so much easier. So I think that the only challenge I would say is the fact that when you're working with, you know, a new team, a new photographer, someone that you've never worked before, it's better to overcompensate with information than to undercompensate.
Hi, my name is Matine Guillaume. I'm the wardrobe stylist for Robenson's photo shoot. My business name is Tame Your Style. I was inspired by this shoot because Tico told me about it, and I definitely wanted to hop on. I was excited to see exactly what the outcome is going to be, so I'm super excited. For me, I have to have a mood board. A mood board is the only direction that'll get me to be able to style the way I need to. I didn't go off of what his pictures look like or what his recent pictures look like. I kind of did my own thing, and I was super excited. I was super excited. I ain't talking. I came up with it because of his skin tone, and I was like, you know what? I didn't want to do anything neutral. I wanted to have like a pop of color, so I decided to just end up getting a blue suit. And the monochromatic houndstooth jacket, I have a storage, and I have like tons of trenches, and I thought that would be a great collaboration with the blue suit as well. I try not to accessorize too much because I don't want to overpower the look. So what I do is I check to see exactly if it's, let's just say it's a blue suit. The blue suit alone is an accessory itself. Pairing with the houndstooth jacket is a lot, so I didn't want to do too much to the accessory. So what I did was I kept it clean with the suit, and then I add the jacket to give it an extra accessory on top of it, and I completed with that. And then we did no shoes, of course, because shoes would be too much, but we wanted to kind of give a relaxed look at the end for the shoot. Okay. Oh my gosh!
So for the shoot, it was a very simple setup. I didn't do much at all. I had one single strobe, I had a big reflector, and I was using my Canon RF. For the most part, I used my 2870 2.0, and I kind of stuck with that. There were certain times that I switched to my 50mm 1.2 so I can get some blurry, buttery backgrounds. But for the most part, I stuck to the 2870. When I do shoot, I try to shoot as wide open as possible, especially if I'm shooting one single subject. If I'm shooting a couple, I might have to bump it up to 5 or 6 or something like that. But for the most part, if I'm shooting in an individual, I try to keep my aperture wide open, keep it as sharp as possible, and I'll adjust everything later on, whether it be my ISOs, whether it be my shutter speed. I'll do those things afterwards. A tip for when you're working on a set: respect the position. You can't be a camera operator trying to tell the director what to do. There's a point of order. There's someone who's in charge, and there's going to be someone right under it, usually going to be the DP, all right? And then you have the camera operators who's managing the cameras, who's switching the lenses. You might have a cinematographer, a Steadicam operator, and that's on the film. Now, when it comes to photography, it's a little bit harder because you may have a creative director on set, but a photographer is in essence a creative director. I'm creatively taking these photos and these angles from my perspective. You're also talking about a creative director who saw it with a certain vision. It's like if you're on a set and you have a director who says, shoot it like this because this is the way I see it. And you have a camera operator or a cinematographer who's saying, well, I have the camera in my hand and it's better like this. Sometimes it takes rapport, it takes repetition to work with a certain person to get it just right. That's why you notice when people find their crew, they stick with their crew. It sucks having to teach someone how you like things. Me as a photographer, I don't over direct. For example, if you're shooting a couple, the goal is not to pose like you're in love. The goal is to be in love. You're not trying to pose like you're fly. In this moment, you are fly, right? And slowly but surely, you start to build rapport. You play music, you create different elements, you create an ambiance where the actual model starts to actually feel it and actually believe it. And that, my friend, is when you start getting the best performance out of your model, and that started to happen.
Des pommes, des ananas, des biscuits, du chocolat. Qu'est-ce qu'on fait après repas, du jus, de la bière, du chocolat?
Le président, nous assassiner le président, nous emprisonner le président, nous exiler le président. Mais on donne coquin président qui coquin à gauche nous. DEA operation, everybody back out.
Vous avez pensé que le chef passe tout pour lui? Dans quel pays on parle là?
Tu vas foutre qui de ça passer comme ça. Le pouvoir t'est monté dans la tête.
Pour nous tous qu'à vivre en paix, frère.
Yo, you know what time it is. It's Robenson, Lauvince. I'm here with Tico as the creative director in Matine. Today was crazy, man. It was amazing. Imagine I usually behind the scene, and today I was in front of the scene. But you know, it was easy because you know the creative director did an amazing job with me. Spent all night rehearsing with me. And when we got here, X didn't use none of this pose. So, you know what I'm saying, X changes everything. It was a great experience, man. The professionalism was crazy. Martin did her thing. Tico as usual, and X, it was crazy. And my whole team, Clearshot, Wesby, and Haitian was here. Being in front of the camera and being behind the scene is totally different. But I love the luxury of it, right? So I was here today. X was really telling me everything I usually tell people to do. And it's not as easy, to be honest with you. Even for me to sit here, it was like, man, no, just lay back, all the way back. So it was a great experience, but you know what I'm saying, it's totally different when you're behind the scene. You have the vision. And one thing I said to myself, I said, today I'm gonna be here and I'm just gonna be, you know, the guy taking pictures. So I understand, you know, the result, you're always gonna have a better result when you let somebody that you trust, of course, direct you. And that's exactly what I did. I got here, I just act like I never seen a camera before, I never seen lighting before, none of this thing. So I just let X did his thing because he knows what he's doing. So I just have to just remove myself from a director of being a just regular guy taking pictures. So that's exactly what I did. So, you know, I just went with the flow and I think I did it. You guys gonna see the work.
If I provided you any kind of value, please go ahead and like, subscribe, and go ahead and push that notification bell. Until next time, see you soon.